Okay. See, that's how stupid I am. I couldn't figure out how to switch the screen to the other direction without starting over. So you can hear my voice. This is part of my office here. You see, I got all this stuff going on right here. This is Sunday afternoon. There's my security system there. But here is the bag I'm sending you. So you can have it portable. You can carry it around with you if you need to. No big deal with this. But the way it's set up, you've got a carry shoulder, thing if you want it there. Just unzip it when you get it. Let me see here. There we go. Unzip it. And when you look inside, you'll see a couple things. You'll see a power cord. And I've got one already for this that I use on my other computer, so I'm just going to leave this one wrapped up like this. All you do is just unwrap it, and that's what you use to keep the battery charged. And inside here, I also included because I don't like using something without I like having the mouse. So this is, will work on this computer because I got a little thing on the fact I'll show you. By the way, I put one of those in there too for charging things close to there. If you want to just plug it into the side, you can do that. But if you look, you see here, it's got a strap. You just undo the strap. And here's the computer. Just pull it out. Now notice on the side of the computer here, see that little thing sticking out? That's what makes the mouse work. It just ties the computer into that mouse. It's wireless. So when you put this thing back inside that sleeve, you got to be careful because it'll probably want to hang up on this part right here. And so not want to go all the way in. So just kind of just pull the side of the thing over just a little bit and just get it down below there and it'll be fine. And that little sleeve there, it actually captures it in place to keep it from moving around inside there. Now, let me get this out of the way. Show you the computer. It's HP is the brand name, and I cleaned it up. It was just dusty. It'd been sitting a lot out, and there, I opened it up. Now I've got here's my cord here, and if you go to the side there, you'll see that one of the USB ports is already used for that little dongle. If you get to the point where you don't want to have a mouse and you just want to do it all off with the face of the computer, that's fine. And so you can just have an extra port there. But anyway, back here at the back corner is where you plug in for power. Now, I charged the battery and it's full, but I don't know how long it will stay charged if you're using it without it being plugged in. I know that the batteries on these things last several years, and I'm not really sure how old this thing is necessarily, but if you're going to just set it on a desk and let it be there for long, I usually just keep it plugged in. So right now, it's plugged in. It's not turned on yet. This button up here, just push that and hold it for like 3 seconds or so, and then you see the screen come alive. Then just let go, and it's going to go through the process of kind of loading it and getting it ready to go. You'll see the screen come alive, and there you go. It's loading everything. Now, for a long time, I got to where I used it for a little bit, and I would just leave it on the desk and leave it plugged in and leave it turned on. And then I would just close the lid and walk away. And so I didn't have to power it up every time I wanted to use it. I just opened the lid. Now that it's come up, you'll notice it's got the time of day on there and kind of a generic background. At this point, it's on, but it's not ready for you to use it. So when you see this screen, it's ready to go, but you got to get ready. You got to get to the next part. So you'll notice that you can either do it like I usually do it right here. You just hit enter. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to hit the space bar. That might be better. Hit enter. You know what? I just realized what's going on. I always use my mouse. You can click it here. There we go. I should have said that to begin with. I'm sorry. Now, when you hit the click your mouse like that, it's going to say, oh, you want to log in. And the only reason my picture's on there and it's got a login PIN number is because I had to set the computer up so it was usable. And but you can change all this stuff under the administration tag. You can put your own picture or you picture your kids, or you don't even have to have a picture. You can just do anything you want. But right there where it says to put the PIN number in, I wanted to put something in there, I just went ahead and I used my birthday. I'm going to turn this thing back on again, go like this. All right, at this point here, I put 0121. And you notice that brought it up. Now it's a regular computer. The reason I used 0121 is because that's my birthday, January 21st. So once you get into it like this, then you can go in and move. So I'm using this thing. I would rather use the mouse, but let me just get the mouse out of here. That's easier for me because I don't ever use the thing without the mouse. All right, I just got the mouse here, and at this point, I can move my cursor around. There's the cursor. All right, you can come down here, and you can go to the bottom of the screen. There we go. Where the window is, and just click Start, and that'll bring up this page. And at this point, there's a lot of things you can do, but you can go through all the different things here. You can see what systems you got. You can do go in there and change the administration. You can change passwords. You can do anything you want. And since I like to turn my computer off, you can either take that button over down here and hold it real long and wait for it to turn off, or you can just go down here on the screen. You'll see where it says right to the side there, it says power. And if you hit power, it's going to say, what do you want to do with that? And so you hit power, it'll say, do you want to sleep, you want to shut it down, or do you want to restart it? And usually I'll just hit shut down. But I'm going to get away from that for now. I'm going to click that again to get that screen away. And I'm going to I just click the off to the side so that I get rid of that. Now on this thing here, if you look up top, it's got a recycle bin showing. It's got Microsoft Edge, which a lot of people use. I don't particularly have any use for it. And so I just wanted to, I don't want to go through the internet or anything else on Explorer. There's too many issues with that. So I just downloaded Google Chrome. If you don't like Google Chrome, you can always just remove it. And you can use anything you want. But just what I put in there, so you can easily, if you just double click that. Maybe I should right click. Oh, well, I don't have to. Okay, good. It takes a second for it to bring the screen up. I was going to do right click and go where it says open over here. But see, now I could do that, but then I'd be bringing it up twice. So I'm just going to go over here and just click off to the side to turn that off. But you can right click it where it says open, click open and wait, or you can just double click it either way. But now you've got the internet. There's Google. Now, I don't even though I have a Google account, I don't even use Google. Once in a while, I'll come over here to a search engine. I have a Google Gmail account. I never check it. And I even have an AOL email account from way back in the day. But I use Yahoo Mail. So up here in the link, I just click on it, and I put yahoo.com. I wasn't watching what I was see yahoo.com, and then I just go over here and just hit enter, and there we go. Now it's on Yahoo, and at this point I would just go over here where it says mail. I could, or right next to it says sign in. I could hit sign in, and then I could put my stuff in there, and it would come up to my normal account. on my other computers, I use my Yahoo. I got it set up, even though I'm using the Gmail browser. I have this. It'll automatically come into this. This is the page it'll come to. It won't even go to the Gmail page. It goes. This is my preferred. Even though the Gmail is my, not the Gmail, but Google is my search engine. This is what comes up when I turn my computer on. So you whatever account you use, however you want to do it. I know you know how to use a computer, so I'm going to close out of this. But this is the way my screen looks right now. I guess it looks to me like it's trying to bring up some old links. I don't know why it would do that, but I'm going to delete that. There, let me delete that one. I'm trying to keep it cleaned out so you don't have to deal with any of this stuff. I had a lot of links on this page before. They shouldn't even have come up. I don't know why they would have been there. So all you've got then is just that, and you can change it whatever you want. Remember, the only really thing you need to know is that when you first turn it on, it's going to come up with that first screen with the day and time and everything, and then you'll have to just either push this button here, or you can use your mouse either way on the middle of the screen. But when you do that, give it a second. It'll bring up the next screen, which will be this one here. And from this point, if you just want to get on internet, you just come over here to Google, and you either double click that, or you right click and then hit enter or open, and that'll get you on the internet. Now you're also going to want to be able to go to your files and things like that. Down at the bottom down here, it's got a files section. There's no documents now, but if I click on that, it brings up this page, and it says you can go to it gives you options here. If you want to download something, if you want to go to your documents, you want to go to your music, or go to your videos. And if you look over here to the side a little closer, say you've got a bunch of pictures in there, you store them all in the pictures section, and so forth and so on. If you want to go with your papers that you wrote, save them in the download section right above pictures. And so whenever you go, let me see, like pictures, I'm going to click on that. Well, now, how you like that? It's still got old pictures in there. This is my OneDrive. I actually saved a bunch of stuff, and it looks like it didn't erase all that stuff. Let me see next to it here. I'm glad I'm doing this for you, because I didn't even realize there was still stuff left in here. There's a bunch of stuff there already under pictures. So I'm actually going to delete all these things before I send it to you. There's nothing in there that you shouldn't see, just things. So I'll delete these things before I send it. But if you wanted to say, okay, what about my documents? You can click right above here on Documents. And I'm glad I did this little tutorial for you. This is all on OneDrive. I don't understand OneDrive. I don't even want OneDrive. But it seems like anything I would put on my computer went right to OneDrive. And maybe this is why they're showing it's because I guess it's my cloud account or whatever. And I don't even use that. And so let's see about downloads over here. I'm going to click on downloads. Okay. All it shows is the Chrome setup. So that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because that's how I put Chrome on here. But I'm gonna close this video. Let me see if there's anything in videos. The folder's empty. Good. It says up here, not backed up, which is fine. So I'm gonna click on that. Still no videos. That's good. So I'm gonna clean out the pictures. I'm gonna clean out the documents, and that way that'll be just gone. And anyway. There's millions of tutorials on YouTube and everything else in the world. This is a Windows 10, so you shouldn't have any issues with it. I purposefully did not upgrade it, even though it would have been free. I didn't upgrade it to 11. My big computer, this one over here, it did its own upgrade, even though it says, do you want to upgrade now? And I said, no, I don't want to do that. Next thing I know, it upgraded anyway, and I'm stuck with it. I haven't had any problems, but I also don't want to open a can of worms. So this should be very easy to use. And when you take your external hard drive, you'll end up plugging it in one of these ports on the side over here. And you'll be able to take and I'm not sure how you'll get your pictures out of your phone into this computer. You'll probably just use because yours is an iPhone, so I'm not sure what kind, but you should have a USB port that plugs into your phone that can download your stuff into a USB port on the side of the computer. So what you'll do is you'll plug it in, and then when the stuff comes up, what do you want to do with this stuff? Just put that you want to download everything in your phone into a file, and it'll put it all on the computer. And then once it's in the computer, then you can go through and you'll either be under documents or downloads or whatever. So it'll be in the computer. And then, like I said, you've got about a terabyte of room in there, so it's not going to overwhelm it at all. But if you want to keep the computer simple and easy, then you can go, once you're finished and you've unplugged your phone and now your computer has all that stuff in it, you can turn right around and follow the instructions that came with your external hard drive, plug it in, bring it up and running, and then you might want to create a few sections in their folders. One for your stuff, one for your husband's stuff, one for business stuff, or however you want to do it, and then just take whatever files. You can just basically open up your screen into a dual screen to where you have your files on one side of the screen, and then you'll have your hard drive open on the other side of the screen, and then you can just take and bring up whatever files you want, and then just click on a file and drag it over and let go, and click on one and drag it over and let go, and little by little, it'll start moving those files over to that external hard drive. And if you wanted to keep them on the computer and still have the external hard drive as a backup, then instead of click and drag, you'll right click, and when the little options come up, say copy to, and then you can click on that and then click on your external hard drive, and it'll copy those files, and they'll go over, but you'll still have it on your computer. And that'll be nice because then you can still access your stuff even without the external hard drive on there. You can access it and use it as you need to, and download your papers and things onto the internet or onto the groups or whatever. And then maybe just use the external hard drive as an emergency backup in case the computer crashes. You won't lose your information. You can back up your phone that way. You can back up all kinds of things. So that's all I'm going to do for now. I don't want to make this seem harder than it is, because it's not hard. But I'm going to go ahead and clear out what's in there that I can. If you find anything else in there that I somehow made its way through, just delete it or whatever. But it should be a clean install, and be very easy to just do as you need. It's like any other laptop. You've got your two buttons here, and then you've got your this right here scrolls. As you do that, it takes that cursor and moves it around. But and a lot of people, that's all they do. But I just got used to using this mouse. If you get to the point where you really don't want to use the mouse, but you want to save that battery that's in there, just take the battery out, and that'll say, you just push the back of this thing up, and this top sleeve comes off right here, and the battery's underneath. So, and it's a AAA. So if you ever get to the point where your mouse quits working and it's not lit up like that on the bottom, then you need to just pop another battery in there and it'll be fine. And like I said, if you decide never to use that, then you can take this little piece out right here out. And when you do, it plugs right in to this little hole in the bottom, this little slot, just so that you have it with this. And that way you can use this mouse on any computer. All you got to do is take that little thing back out of the slot and plug it into a USB port on any computer. And it will mate the two together. And then this mouse will work on any computer without having wires hooked up. There's your little off-on switch right there if you just want to turn it off. So anyway, that little light there just tells you that it's working. And it's if you put it on a piece, like a blank piece of white paper or something like that, it won't pick up very well. It needs to see patterns and stuff, like my desktop or whatever, or even just a mouse pad. And as you move it, it changes the light, which makes the mouse move. So that should be it. That should be all you need to know for now. I'm taking this tomorrow probably to UPS or somebody instead of the post office because I need to get it boxed because it's going to come in that carrier. And I hope it blesses you and that once you're done with it and give it to your son, I hope he gets many hours of use out of it. And I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.